Previously on What the Fuck.
They did an ultrasound, and when you're so early on, they can do an abdominal, but it's not as accurate, so they have to do, they call it transvaginal, where you pretty much get a long, nice,
it's like a
tube.
giant dildo they stick up
pretty
in you
much.
that's got a probe in it.
Yeah, so
that's
you get
what
probed.
It equates to.
Yeah, so a very good time, and so the tech is like, okay, we're gonna very good time. The tech gets, she's like, I'm gonna extra lube it up for you, and so, she...
Does that thing have a vibrator function on it?
I wish. No. That baby be moving, I bet. No.
It's massage therapy.
Oh my God. But, so, she puts the long probe in, and I'm covered and everything. My husband's just sitting there, is like, damn, I haven't had this much action since I've been pregnant. And my husband's like, oh my. My husband's like, what the fuck?
In my cabin, I have these log beds. They're made of logs. They're not dovetailed. There's screws involved and that sort of thing, but it's heavy-duty logs.
Heavy wood.
And then cleaners will send pictures of any damage caused by guests or anything unusual requires extra cleaning. So I get this picture, and this is a turn, which means people left at 11. They got 5 hours to clean it. At 4 o'clock, new guests are coming in.
New people coming in.
Get it done. We got to get it looking brand spanking new, pristine by 4 o'clock, right? They sent me a picture of this bed, and when I tell you the bed was twisted, the logs were distorted in a way that I cannot describe adequately, but this had never happened before. It's never happened since. Nobody had informed me about a problem with the bed. So I reach out to them and I message the picture of this
You're like, who hulked out on my
bed that is completely destroyed. And I said, hey, my bed is broken. What they said next was, what the fuck? Like
at the pro level, huh?
Oh, yeah. They said, what's the weight limit on that bed?
When I was flying helicopters in the Navy, I had a little funny moment, and I was in training. Jet engine oil is called Mill 23699. This shit will kill you. And I licked some off the side of the airplane, off the helicopter, flying 860s. And we have this big door, it's wide open. We're cruising. This qualified crew chief looked at me like, you're an idiot, dude. And I'm like, well, fuck off. And we're tough guys. And anyway, but we were on final. We were going to get some gas, and we were going to go to the Piedmont line. So this is how long ago it was. I'd met my future ex-wife there. I had puked out the door, and I had just eaten a big ham and cheese sub. And it went right out, and it came right back in, and it swirled. It was called the Flight of the Swirling Yak. And one of our crew chiefs, Jim Gorthy.
Oh, no.
Did you say the Flight of the Swirling Yak?
The Flight of the Swirling Yak. And and Gorthy was a crew chief, door gunner. He'd been around for a long time, and he drew a picture. He would draw things, pencil drawings, and that fucking picture is still out there floating around somewhere. Me and Sparky puked out that fucking door. It sent puke swirling through that fucking cabin all the way up, hit the windscreen, the whole thing, all of this fucking 860.
Woman calls AAA during a standoff to fix a tire that the police had just spiked.
AAA ain't gonna cover that.
45-year-old woman was arrested Wednesday and accused of leading police on a high-speed chase on I-70 and then calling for roadside assistance after the officers spiked her tire. They tried to spike her tire twice. They were successful the second time. She stopped the car. They're trying to get her to come out of the car. So it's a standoff, right? And they're telling her, hey, you're caught. I mean, just get out of your fucking car. While they're yelling at her through the bullhorn or whatever, she's on the fucking phone with AAA. Hey, I got a flat tire. Can you guys come fix it? AAA transferred the call to the police, who in turn transferred the call to a trooper at the scene. I guess dispatch called the cops that had her pulled over at a standoff, and they were like, hey, this woman just called AAA to get her flat tire fixed. You guys pop. I'm trying to figure out the thought process that happens here.
Well, there's probably a reason she was in a high-speed chase. She's not all there.
Felony, high-speed chase. She got fucking spiked and had the fucking balls to call AAA to come fix her tire while the cops are screaming at her.
Possible
through
shootout.
the window.
Yeah.
I got to party with this chick.
First dumbass mistake I ever made was gave him a DAT tape with all of our music mixed on it. He walked out and didn't hear from him. Like 2 weeks. He was like, oh, yeah, they're going to love this. This is the fact that I'm working on it with you. We're getting it tailored to what I think they want. 2 weeks go by. don't hear back. What's the deal? And it's starting to get closer to opening day for the Dodgers, right? And I would call the guy, finally got a hold of him. He goes, oh, well, you know what happened? They decided they were going to go with something else. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. Thanks for giving it a shot with us. That's cool. I hung up the phone. I was just like, okay, well, whatever. We'll try, keep going. That you don't let one door close and keep finding the right door. I'm a baseball fan, so opening day, I decide, okay, I'm going to watch the Dodger game. I'm not a Dodger fan. I'm a Cubs fan, but I'll watch the Dodger game. Sitting there, and guess what comes on?
Oh, my God. I was afraid you were going to say that.
And I said, what the fuck? That's our music they're playing.
That is bullshit. If you order a Whopper or a double Whopper, and if you don't tell them anything to change on it, it will come with onions, lettuce, tomatoes, mayo, the whole 9 yards, right? Onions just come automatically unless you tell them don't put onions on it.
Right.
Hey, let me get a Whopper with no onions. 9 times out of 10, they're not making that sandwich special for me. They're taking one that's already been wrapped up. They're going to take the top bun off and they're going to pick the onions off. That's what they do. You can argue with me all day long, but that's what they do. I've had it happen to me enough times to where I order no onions, and the first bite, I can still taste the onion because that onion leaves a flavor trail behind that is unmistakable, and I will gag, and I will take the sandwich back, and I'll be like, make me another goddamn sandwich. This time, don't pick the onions off, just put it together with no fucking onions. Oh, yeah. I'm getting animated now because how fucking hard is it to just make a sandwich, assemble it, without onions? Sammie, were you taken aback when Don said, that we call them old ladies?
No, I've heard that terminology before.
Yeah.
Do you know what the other term is? If you're not an old lady, if you're just a chick that hangs around the bikers, you know what we call them?
I know I've heard it before, but I can't for the life of me remember right now.
Sweet butt.
Nice.
Yeah, if you're just a sweet butt, then that means you're
just a sweet butt.
You're fair game to anyone. But if you're an old lady, that's fucking hands off. Like,
never touch a man's motorcycle or his old lady.
Yep.
Just trust you with my wife, but not my motorcycle or my wife.
Yeah.
Hey, this is David from Walmart. A pre-authorized purchase of PlayStation 5 with special edition and Pulse 3D headset is being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $919.45. To cancel your order or to connect with one of our customer support representatives, please press 1.
That's not how much a PlayStation 5 costs, but okay.
Right. And this scam has been going around word for word for a long time, like probably since the PS5s were unavailable for the first 2 years, right? So I've been meaning to call this guy back. So I want to talk to David, first of all. So I'm going to be that idiot. I'm going to be like, I need to talk to David. So get David on the phone. Of course, they'll probably put me on hold, and then I'll probably get some Pakistani whose name is David, because that's totally believable.
Right.
And I'm going to tell him, look, I got your voicemail, but there is no problem. I did order that PS5 with the headset.
And it's here. I got it already.
And I already got it. What's the problem? Why are you sending me voice? I want to see what they say.
Yeah, I already got it, dude. I've been fucking with it today, dude, all day. What are you talking?
Playing fucking
I've been
Red
playing
Dead 2
Call
right
of
now.
Duty all day, every day, bruh.
Word.
Yeah. So what's the problem? I'm Jake Jacobs, and you're listening to What the Fuck. Hey, y'all, this is Jake coming at you today without the Don and without Sammie. The Don is on an Alaskan cruise, on a cruise ship. He calls it the Old Dude Cruise. We will catch up with Don next week, and Sammie is busy being a supermom, and I've been kind of busy dealing with bullshit with the VA, as usual. But we will get the gang back together next week, I promise. So enjoy this episode as just a little bit of a mid-season recap, and we'll see you guys next week.